Hello friends, welcome back. We are studying Fluent API in Entity Framework 6. So this video will cover property configuration in Fluent API. In last video we saw entity configuration, and this video is going to explain you about property configuration. Basically property configuration is done for columns in your database tables. So let us see it in detail. As we studied in the introductory video that the entity configuration object, which is written by the entity method, returns the property method, and this method is used to configure the attributes or the property of the selected entity. So let us see that method in detail. In introductory video also I have given you the overview of this. So in this video we are going to see the practical implementation of this. So these methods we are going to study, that is has column name, which is used to change the name of the column. Means if you want to give different name other than the property, in that case you can use has column name method. If you want to change the order of the column in the database, you can use has column order. Instead of default mapping of a data type, you want to specify any specific data type which is present in your database, you can specify the has column type method. Then there is has database generated type method also, which is used to specify how your values in the database get generated, means whether it is identity column or we have to manually provide the values. Then has max length, which is used to specify the size of your column. Then is optional and is required are used to specify the nullable and non-nullable column respectively. So let us switch to Visual Studio and just perform this operation practically. So here I'm going to use the same console application that we have created while studying the entity configuration. So all my domain classes are ready, basic configuration is done. So here in this video we'll just add a code for property configuration, and I'm going to choose this employee entity for this. So we are going to configure the properties of this employee entity. Okay, so employee ID, I do not want to be auto incremented. I do not want this to be as a identity column. In that case, what we have to do, let us switch to MyDB context class. In on model creating method, we have to specify this configuration. So we are going to configure the property of employee class. So just let me put a comment for this. And as I said, we do not want employee ID property or employee ID column to be identity column. So in that case, what we have to do, model builder object, which is of type DB model builder class, then entity method. Here you have to specify the entity that you want to configure. I want to configure the employee entity. Now this method basically return, as you can see here, it returns entity type configuration object, and that object has property method. Okay, then after, to this property method you have to specify the lambda expression, which is nothing but the property that you want to configure. So as you can see here, you have to provide the property of which class? Employee class. So let me create an object of employee here. So e goes to e dot employee id. Okay, so I want to configure this property. Okay, and I do not want this property or this column to be auto incremented, so I have to say has database generated option, and to this has database generated option I have to specify the enum. Okay, now just to avoid this long namespace, what will I do? I'll just use this namespace in my application, that is system.componentModel.data annotation.schema. Okay, so let me add it in the upper section using system.componentModel.data annotation.schema. Okay, now here I'll say database generated option. You have to choose this enum dot say none. By default it is identity. We do not want it of type identity, so I said none. Now the next property that I want to configure, see, emp name. So I want to give different name for this column, say e name. I want to keep this column as not null column because string is reference type, and by default reference types are considered as nullable. And I want to specify the varchar data type because string is represented as n varchar. And again I want to specify the size also. Okay, so let us specify this. Model builder dot entity, which entity? Employee entity, method, property. To this property method you have to specify the property that you want to configure, that is employee name. And then I want to change the name of column, so for that I will use has column name method, and to this has column method I have to specify the new name for that column. That's it. So we change or we configure the column name. Now I want to set this column as not nullable column. So what I have to do now, what I have to say, model builder dot entity, employee entity, open close round bracket, then property. Which property I want to modify? E dot emp name, and then I have to give call to is required method. This method do not accept any argument. That's it. Now since we are configuring this single property, okay, we have to write this part again and again. Okay, so what we can do, instead of doing this, I can do the method chaining. Means here I directly say dot is required. Okay, I have to remove this semicolon first, then only it will work. Is required. That's it. Now the next part is I want to specify the max length. So here I'll say has max length method, and I'll specify the value here. Say value is 50 characters. Now next I want to specify the column type. So here I'll say has column type, and my column type is going to be varchar. That's it. So in the single function call we have set configuration for this employee name property. It is not necessary to write that part again and again. Okay, so this is nothing but a method chaining. Actually we are saying dot is required, dot has max length. I'm just writing it on the new line. Okay, so we have defined this is database generated option method, then has column name, then is required, then has max length, and has column type. Now let us see the other properties that we can configure. So I want to set column size for this primary contact. Okay, so what you can do now, since it is a different property, what we have to do, we have to write the entire statement again. So entity, which entity? Employee entity. You call to the property method. Which property you want to configure now? Primary contact. And you want to specify the column size. Again you want to make this column as compulsory column or not nullable column, so you will set the is required, you will call the is required method, then you will say dot has max length, say of size 10. Okay, done. You can move this with the help of tab key, so it will be aligned and readable also. In the same way you can specify the has column order method also. Just try it yourself. So this is the property configuration, quite simple. Okay, so in the next video we will see how to configure the relationship between the entities using Fluent API. Again I am not going to execute this application. After specifying or after configuring all the relationships and everything, then after we are going to execute this program, so our database get created properly. So if you have any doubts or questions, you can definitely write it to me in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much.